If you're hearing this message, your verification process is complete. You are now officially registered as a field agent of the secret SEEKER agency. Let me tell you who we are. We were founded during a time when dimensional anomalies began opening gateways between realities. We work for corporations, institutions, and influential individuals who prefer to remain anonymous. We help them acquire the unattainable. Using unstable dimensional links, we infiltrate alternate worlds and recover items of exceptional importance: historical, technological, and sometimes paranormal. The place you're in now is called the Observatory. It serves as our operational hub, but also much more. It is a living archive, a museum of recovered artifacts. As you complete missions, this space will gradually fill with the items you secure. The observatory exists in a secure, isolated dimension created by the agency through advanced technology. Only you have access to it. Approaching an exhibit activates its records based on our internal data. You'll also find interactive access points throughout the observatory. These provide vital operational instructions. Read them carefully. Your survival may depend on it. Due to the unstable nature of dimensional travel, we cannot fully control where each portal leads. Every mission begins with a choice, uncertain but necessary. Before each mission, you'll be presented with 3 cards, 3 paths, 3 possible realities. Each one leads to a different dimension. The portal to your first mission is now open. Once you enter, there's no turning back. Move quickly, search thoroughly, and never lower your guard. Good luck. Your assignment takes you to a long-abandoned noble residence from the industrial era. The estate belonged to the Schumann family, wealthy factory owners infamous for their abuse of local laborers. Exploitation, violence, and death were the cost of their wealth. Eventually, the workers fought back. What followed was swift and brutal. The family was dragged from their mansion and hanged from the surrounding trees. No one survived. The property has remained untouched ever since, avoided by locals and left out of official records. A private historical society has taken an interest in the site. They're offering substantial compensation for any surviving artifacts from the Schumann estate. Just be warned, what remains inside may still echo with the memory of what was done. Analysis suggests the master of the house was sitting here when the workers forced their way in. Reportedly, he didn't even have time to stand. At first, the sofa was stained with wine. Later, something else soaked in, something much harder to wash out. You're being deployed to the ruins of a remote village, long abandoned under mysterious circumstances. No one knows what happened to the people who once lived there. The stories blame a woman they called the Witch, once a respected healer who was accused of practicing forbidden rituals. Witnesses claim she spoke to the dead. They dragged her to the church for an exorcism. What followed was chaos. Her final words were a curse. Days later, every inhabitant vanished. Our client believes that remnants of her rites and of whatever force she awakened may still remain. Recover what you can, but don't trust what you hear. Some say the village still listens. water had an unpleasant odor and a color suggesting possible contamination. Reports indicated behavioral changes in children who drank it. Apathy, insomnia, sometimes even loss of speech. The cart was used to transport herbs and medicinal concoctions for the witch. After the villagers disappeared, jars were found inside, filled with what appeared to be human teeth submerged in liquid. You're being sent to a wartime museum that once served as a covert military base during the final stages of the US-Russia conflict. When chemical weapons made the outside world uninhabitable, this structure became a sealed bunker, its occupants tasked with executing Black Ops strategies meant to end the war. But something went wrong. A missile hit breached the outer wall, letting toxic agents flood the interior. All attempts to escape failed. They died clawing at the exits. What interests us is what they left behind. There are whispers that certain wartime experiments were conducted in isolation, Projects not even the military wants to acknowledge. You're to extract anything of value before local authorities move in. Assume nothing. Trust no system that still has power. One of the technicians cut the power when he noticed chemicals seeping into the room. He suffocated a few minutes later. They tried to discuss an evacuation plan, but no one was listening anymore. The screen remained frozen, an enemy position map left on display. One of the officers stabbed it with a knife, shouting that we were already dead. Someone spent their final night in this bed. It's clear they didn't sleep. Scratch marks on the metal frame show they were gripping it tightly, maybe trying not to scream. supporting structure shouldn't have given way at. Your destination is an abandoned church once used by a cult known as the Sons of Revelation. They believed the world was ending and that only those who underwent a violent transformation could be reborn. In 1957, the entire sect vanished overnight. What remained was a desecrated sanctuary littered with bones and symbols that no one has been able to translate. Our client believes the cult may have left behind artifacts tied to their final ceremony. You're being sent in to retrieve anything that survived and uncover whatever truth still lingers in the silence. But be warned, places steeped in blood tend to remember. Too small for an adult, yet too large for an animal. The cult believed that the souls of the unworthy should be trapped in these cages for eternity. Being sent to the remains of a Viking settlement recently uncovered after a brutal raid. According to our historical analysts, this village broke away from larger war bands during the conquest of England and lived in peaceful isolation, farming, hunting, and surviving on their own terms. That peace ended when famine struck and their supposed kin turned on them. The English slaughtered every last inhabitant and looted what they could. But they didn't have time to take everything. Our clients are willing to pay handsomely for authentic remnants from this site. You're going in just after the massacre, before the army comes back to finish the job. Recover anything that holds cultural or historical value. If you find traces of what really happened there, even better. You won't have much time. Get in. Get what you can, and don't look back.